how serious are you? How committed are you really? Who knows what Oprah's #1 show was? The most viewed show. Anyone know?
She gave away stuff?
When she gave away stuff. Nope. What was the #1 viewed show by Oprah Winfrey?
Obama.
It means everything to your business. It is the most evidence I've ever seen of my little theory on the most important thing you can do to build your business. Any guesses?
Weight loss?
Weight loss? No. I'll let you know when they're rhetorical. Come on, guess! What's the #1 show Oprah had?
Living your best life yet.
No, but thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Yes! Woohoo! You're in the game.
She told her story.
She told her story. No, but you're in the game.
Self-fulfillment.
Self-fulfillment. No, but you're in the game. The
She had
#1.
Mandela on.
What's that?
Mandela was on.
Mandela? Nope. The #1 viewed show by Oprah Winfrey.
Tina Turner. No.
The Secret.
Okay.
The Secret. When all the experts who were in The Secret were on Oprah, it was their #1 show. Who knows why? Any guesses? Besides you, because I gave you the answer.
Everybody wants to know the secret.
Everyone wants to know the secret. Good guess.
That would have been my.
Okay.
She stole my answer.
That's all right. You're in the game.
Well-known professional speakers.
Everybody collaborate to get people there.
Yep.
Exactly. Give a round of applause for Jimmy. Jimmy, this is my brand new CD, not even out yet, called Humor and Hope. It is influence. Picture this. You're Oprah Winfrey. She promotes every program she does, but yet that was the most viewed because you had a group of 12 people who were in The Secret who had huge, massive lists of fans and followers. So they tell people to now watch Oprah. It is influence. If you want to be a speaker, if you're serious about this business, 10 or 20 years ago, Bert will tell you that you could give a speech, get a check, and have a business. That model is gone. It's over. But the model that's working still is the model of service to your list and building your list. The #1 thing you can do every single time you speak is build your list. This little clipboard here is my $1 million clipboard. Every time I speak, unless I'm speaking at a place such as a seminar, public seminar where you're speaking for another company and you're not allowed to, that is the only exception, you build your list. It's very simple. Watch this. Ooh. That's all you have to do. But I give great value. I always pass my clipboard around 1/3 of the way into my presentation. So I've already given value first. And I let people know that I will continue to give them new, better content on a continuing basis. I want to touch my list and touch it with value. So I pass that around. I tell people I will not share your email address with anyone. But as my list grows, so does my influence. Picture this. You are an event planner. You are trying to decide between 2 experts. They're both good. They both have value. But one of them has a strong list who will help you fill the room. It's business. Who do you think you would choose? Well, if you want to make it in this business, you need to maximize your influence. The #1 thing you can do is every single time you speak, build your business. Build your list. So #1, build your list every time you speak. #2, you need to touch your list. Once we've got that list and it continues to grow, guess what? Every time you build it, every month when I send out a weekly letter, I get my tally at the end of the month. People opt off. It's heartbreaking. They don't love me. Guess what? Sometimes they might have just opted off. Sometimes they changed their email address and didn't let you know. It's not personal. People opt off. I cried the first time people opted off my list. What did I do? What did I say? Please come back. But if I get more on my list, then opt off my list, every single month my list will grow. The best advice I got early on at NSA was build your list. And then stay in touch with it. See, it's one thing to build a list, it's another thing to stay in touch with it. If you're not staying in touch with it, it's getting cold and old. Who wants to be cold and old? See, the reason for touching your list, I suggest at the beginning, it's a habit. It's a habit you have to create that maybe you're not used to and maybe you're not a writer. I'm not a writer. I want you to let go of the fact that it's writing every week. It's a thought. If you're truly an expert in your field, it's just sharing your thoughts. I used to spend weeks writing a long letter and having it written perfectly. And then when the end of the month came, because my old habit was once a month, when the end of the month came, I needed an article. I had to get one out, and sometimes I was traveling. I didn't have time. So I just threw together this little thought that I had, 2 or 3 paragraphs. I would send it out, and I thought, hey, this would help my list. I would get more response from those 3 paragraphs than that article I took 3 weeks to write. People don't want long articles. That's great for you and me. And guess what? The other thing about touching your list, I love Jeffrey Gitomer. Great newsletter. I don't read it all the time, but I get the list. I get his newsletter every single week. And even if I don't open it, it still keeps me top of mind. See, I still think of him. It's still branding. When I think Jeffrey Gitomer, I think sales. You need to stay top of mind. Because even if you're great on the platform, which I hope you are, and I hope you're continuing to get better, there are people who are going to love your story. When that guy, who was it, that actor coach came in and talked about facial, he was amazing. It was great. I still do a lot of the techniques that he taught me. I still figured out those triggers, how to tap into my emotion. What was his name? I don't know. See, but he remembers, and I know you'll remember. And the techniques and the stories are memorable. But unless you're keeping in touch with that list, you're going to forget. 80% of paid speeches come as a result of other people recommending you, people who've seen you live. But it's a timing thing. They might not know or run into the planner looking for someone right at that point in time. But if you keep continuing to touch your list, your business will grow. It's your influence. So first we need to build it. Build the list every time. You getting that out? Am I clear?
Oh, yeah.
You hear it, listening?
I got it.
Number 2, we need to touch the list. Make it a discipline once a month. I do it once a week, but I had to work up to that. Same for you. And then finally, the thing that we need to do to build our business is serve our list. Serve our list. What do they want from you? Why did they gather to listen to you in the first place? What did they want from you? When I was fortunate enough to win the World Championship of Public Speaking, Ed Tate pulled me aside and said, Darren, people are going to come to you wanting to do what you do for a living. They want to get paid to speak. So Ed had created this single CD called How to Go From Free to Fee. And I sat down to create what I would say if I sat down to help someone across the table. To have a cup of coffee, and what would I say to them if they wanted to be a speaker? So I realized that there's so much that I learned in those 10 years in NSA. I needed to condense it, but I couldn't do it on one CD, so I created this 8 CD set. I created a workbook to go with it. I put it in a spiral binder, and I showed Ed, and on the front, it was literally magic marker saying, get paid to speak. And I showed it to Ed with the magic marker jar. Ed laughed. And then I told him I was going to charge $500 for it. He bent over laughing at that. 2 weeks later, after I did have it designed and created, I sent out an email to my list that I've been building for 10 years. $23,000. Ed, stop laughing. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to show you and prove to you the power of the list. Your list, your influence. More likely to get hired, and the most profitable thing that you can do as a speaker in building your business is to create a new program that serves your list. Either solves a problem or gives them an aspiration. Because they know you and you have that rapport with them. You've built that trust with them. You've given them free content on a regular basis, which gives you permission to let them know about your new program. I worked for Bose Corporation for 11 years, sitting in my little cube in the sales department. But I was watching. I was a sponge even back then. Bose had a philosophy. If you call in and answer an ad, we are going to mail you till you buy or till you die. And if you do buy, we're going to mail you twice as often. So you think it's the opposite, but it's the truth. People love you, want more of you. Somehow you resonate with them. Build your list every time you speak. Touch your list. Create a habit of touching your list. And then serve your list. Constantly give them what they want.